as we move into the second race of the Atomic World Challenge. Today we are starting over on the RPM view. So we're going to start with him because he is the current points leader. Tonight's race tonight is brought to you by the most wanted street racers with the fearless leader of Sneaky Giraffe, who runs these events, selects tracks, and generally just has a great opinion of his abilities. I'm kidding. No, we got a lot of good racers here today. Crimmins and RPM are in the biggest fight for their position right now. So Crimmins has already said tonight that he is going to be making sure that he has that position taken away from RPM tonight as he gets a little bit into into Geezer, and the race has begun with a very, very tight field. As we come around in turn 2, Crimmins has already moved up into the secondary position. The par time tonight, I believe, is just under a minute. A couple of guys, if you watched the last one, you've noticed that a lot of people curb boosted, and a lot of, I guess the word is punishments, went out to different people, both in positions. So that was, you obviously, if your position is first place and then you lose first place, that's not very good. So if you watch some of our races, you probably are accustomed to the idea of a par time. In other words, the fastest a person can go in the track. We do it in the Ficara series, but it's done a little bit different in AWC. They have a par time, but then it's a 2-second difference, so they can actually go 2 seconds faster than whatever the par time is and still stay in that competitive run. So enough with the dilly-dallying. On to the races here as we see Voodoo. Who is that up front? I guess that's Voodoo up there. Now, if Voodoo, I believe, is the former AWC champion under a new name, and since we're on the third season, you can imagine there's not too many to pick from. But I actually do believe that is Patient. But we'll see. Some people like to change their names, go a little incognito when they race. It's yet to be seen yet if it's one way or the other. But regardless, everybody who's done anything knows RPM, knows Bros, knows Crimmins. I mean, this is a field of highly specialized racers who kind of live their life throwing it around the track. Again, this is Azure Sky. I believe we have raced this track before. Some changes have been made to it, so if you're not familiar with it, that's okay. You might get acclimated to it by going back and checking some of the other races out. Regardless, it is a fun track. It's got a good amount of speeds and a good 180 as Crimmins comes around the corner, taps a little on the wall. Again, him with RPM taking a long walk around the corner there, but Voodoo is walking away. Looks like there's a lot of the Banshees. See, I can't remember my car names. Getting older. A lot of Banshees on the field tonight. Something I'm not used to seeing. Usually when I see that's Emerald accidentally selecting the wrong car. But since he sold that car, that doesn't seem feasible anymore. Regardless, we're seeing a pretty consistent setup here with the top guys. Voodoo taking his way around the corner here and just kind of holding the position. Looks like things are pretty steady. Not many fights going on up here. I believe that is Agent behind him. So let's see who we got. Oh, no, it's Geezer. So Geezer's making up a little bit of a walk behind in going for the best looking car on the track, I'm guessing. Oh, yeah, absolutely. With a Spectre Custom. So a little bit different than what everybody else is doing, but in the same respect. Maintaining that competitive look and showing a good solid race car in the process. So we're just going to move through the field real quick because we want to make sure that everybody is having a great time today. So here we have Ricky Bobby and It's King Trump. There's FSX Me with Death Perception. These guys Always good fighters, always good racers, always fun to watch. It looks like they're pretty much in a static run for things. So we'll continue to move through the field here, take a look at everybody if we can, until we move back to, who is this? Oh, here's Voodoo coming in the first position. That's a pretty good, that's a 770. It's a really fast car too. We'll see how that works. Here's Agent Ranger. Everybody knows Agent. Agent is our consummate leader, or head hookman of Most Wanted. Always bringing out one of my favorite Spectres. Just the look alone makes me want to spend the whole race on it. So, and he's got his nice custom plate. So I'm guessing we're still stuck to the 7-lap thing. Death Perception here. Death has his spotter on, I'm guessing, tonight, checking out the stream. Having a hard time with Death, going back to his winning ways. He was doing really well before, and was still having problems. Love these the Jesters. I'm still waiting on my Jester Classic. For those of you who cringed when I said that, good, more power to you. Rockstar, where's my Jester Classic? As everybody knows, the Jester Classic is the Supra, the new Supra. So here's the fearless leader, Sneaky Giraffe, pushing his Massacre around the track. Currently, Sneaky's in 6th position. So here we are, back up to the top position here. Let's move back to Crimmins again. I really like his position. He's got that solid 4th place position. Oh, and there's a tight battle going on there. Looks like he's trying to move into a position where he can take RPM. RPM, who's been battling out with Crimmins. These are the 2 point leaders right now. RPM pulling a big first, and I guess it was something that happened in the last race. I forgot how it happened. I don't know if Crimmins just stopped or whatever transpired. It transpired, and he gave RPM the win. So that's how things worked out in that respect. And he is just gunning for that edge. Bros is up there pushing for position 1 and 2 as RPM holds that position with a death grip, with Geezer just moving in the back. So let's look at some lap times real quick. So Crimmins here pushing we're on the lap leader right now. He's got the fastest time here, but it looks like everybody's in that 55 range, so just kind of plastering the 55s until we get the Geezer with the 56.077, just barely scraping by over the edge, but that's definitely keeping him out from catching up with the head of the field. No magic numbers in the back of the field. And I'm under the impression that a lot of those times are a little bit under par. So there's Voodoo taking that 1st place position. And it looks like he may have already relented it. There's RPM. Of course he's up top, right up above where I need to be. So that way we can get a better look of things as he moves ahead there. Bros and Voodoo. Juxury getting a little lap traffic there. Okay, so Voodoo taking the corner. RPM gunning for Bros. As the Banshee Wars continue, that's what we're going to call it this time, is the Banshee debacle. So once again, it shows Voodoo as being in the 1st position. With that, I'm going to guess that's a 770. Let's look at that thing again. Oh, I'm sorry. Spectre Custom. Oh, look at me. Told you guys I'm rusty. There's something up. Got to check my head as Bros takes over that 1st place position. Taps a little bit on Voodoo. Does RPM get a move on him too, or no? It's going to settle things out right there, and that's where we're going to sit. As Bros moves into he moves into the 1st place position, but RPM is hungry for that position as well. Crimmins still fighting it out with that Feltzer. I don't know if he's having problems with these Banshees. Really have problems with top speed, which don't have a problem with, say, the The other car's having that, and we're together into the corner and drove right through him. He gets hit by him, and then Crimmins takes him out. Voodoo is bashed into the back position over there. Not a friendly maneuver, if I do say so myself, as RPM just demolishes somebody, I guess. Looks pretty ugly from here. I don't know how that's going to work out to the chagrin of anyone as he takes the curbs there. Crimmins coming on that inside line. I want to move over to Crimmins, and look at that. That was easy. I liked it. Wish we could all have switchovers like that. So we can see first place taking a little bit on the outside line. He's going on the outside line. Crimmins wants that position bad. He's willing to hit the curbs to get it. Again, that's something I don't know exactly how they're going to rule against, the curbs. And I know curb boosting is not a legal tactic in this one. But again, what happens, when everybody gets that hungry and they come for it. So once again, Crimmins has still got that 55.096, and he's going for that inside line. And does he? Oh! And he takes out, RPM has taken out somebody else. He just lets him by. Geezer gets into Crimmins. But Crimmins rocketed back over. Wow. Didn't expect that. So how far? Let's see. Let's go look at that upward score again there to see how far Voodoo has dropped back to 5th. So he's got his position. It looks really weird seeing that 55 right there in the end of it, but as you can see, it's getting him a little bit ahead of the 56 position because Geezer's dropped down to 55 too. The 56 of Sneaky, and these other guys with the 57s. Taking it slow as he comes through, but Bros has got some serious distance on him, and it looks like RPM has some distance as well, so there's a lot of space there. I'm sorry. I'm looking at RPM. I'm sorry. Crimmins has dropped off some significant distance from second to third. Not too far back. But the real question is will that be something he can make up? So let's see where Agent's at. Agent was in the backpack. So we basically had 2 packs of guys going at each other. So there's that. Sneaky. Let's see. FX Me. I'll drop back to him real quick. Agent's all by his lonesome with this very cool car. Okay, there's FX Me, and he's got a nice little group of guys here that are all clumped up together. So he's running for Trump, and Trump is in the 9th position. So this is kind of the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th group. As they're battling it out here. Trump having problems keeping that car solidified to the ground. He takes that position from Trump. Trump, again, one of the regulars here. Great to see him back. And he is gunning for that position. Oh, jeez. So what we're going to be doing later is scraping the paint off of Trump's car. I don't know who that was. Was that Juxury? Took a painful pop to the back there. Yeah, bringing out the, is that a Schwarzer? Yeah, that's my car choice right there. It's too bad that car's not faster. It would be nice. I'm actually amazed he's doing as well as he is with that. So we're going to move right back up to Crimmins. And the top 3 guys, come on. Crimmins and RPM tonight. One has to come ahead of the other. But Bros is not going to let this go. I just know it. And there's RPM looking up the front here. There's Bros off in the distance. Well, here a little rumple strip going on there. I don't know if RPM's going to be able to make this distance. This is going to be a tough way to catch up here, especially once they get spread out like that. And I mean, look at the times, they're so close together. You'd probably have to do a 54 to even think about catching up. I mean, it just becomes a point of where just the positions you're at is pretty much the status quo, and that's how things are going to stay until the end. But Bros is coming up on some lap traffic, I believe. Will that play into... Yeah. Coming up on the lead here is this group. Is he going to be able to drive through them cleanly? There's a lot of turns in this track that can make passing difficult. And also, we've seen how Ricky Bobby and all these guys have been battling it out. It looks like he got through pretty cleanly. Oh, good. So, Juxury, I don't know if he moved off the track or was pushed off the track. But regardless, that left Ricky Bobby and a smooth passing as Ricky jams into him. So now can Crimmins make his way through cleanly? Did actually slow him down a little bit. If you can notice, there's a little bit less. There's a little bit more, or excuse me, less distance between the first and second place guys here. And he's moving up on Trump's Schwartzer, who has, as we noticed before, has brutally taken out a car. And he's got some back end speed. So probably the best place to pass him is probably going to be in some sort of corner to make sure that car can't optimize its ability to go fast, because that's what that car does, is go fast. So you can see right there, that's a good, it would effectively be a good spot right in that inner turn there. But that's it's going to be a difficult spot to find at the right place, and I'm sure he can't slow down just to let RPM pick up. Let's look here. Bros look like he really put down a really fast lap there, but obviously it's not fast enough to keep up with the Crimmins best lap, because Crimmins just threw down that 55.096, and it's been pretty much a progress report from here on in. He's got his place, and that's it. He's sticking to it. That Schwartzer, excuse me, that Shafter up there is going to be a way lot faster top end than these Banshees are. So going to be interesting to see how that kind of pans out. Could be, I mean, they are just faster cars in general, but that could be, you know, you have one area that you're faster and one area that the other guy's faster. So there's Bros having problems with Trump, and it's definitely allowing. Yeah, he's moving to that inside line there. RPM is trying to capitalize on that, and he is definitely making it happen. I am not listening to the horn right now, so I don't know how much of an issue there is with Trump, but with the crashing into each other, I'm pretty sure that that's going to be a... And is Trump actively blocking these guys? See, once you get in the straight, his car will fly. So if he can carry some of that momentum into the corners. But here it is, the fight for Bros and RPM, and they tap and crash. Oh, and then Crimmins hits him. Get our bearings here. There's a whole stack of guys right in there. RPM, who was originally slated here to just look like he was going to walk all over him, has given up that position to Crimmins, and Bros has fallen back to second. This is going to be a huge turn of events as RPM is locked in a battle with traffic that is not willing to give it up. Ricky Bobby there, Bros is actually in some free air, and it looked like a problem that RPM had actually instigated on himself. So not sure if that. I mean, it's one of those things of going, hey, you gotta pass cleanly if you want to keep things going. Wow. And he's still locked in that battle. Let's move up to Bros. I'd see how close he is to that first place position. 55.096 still top lap here. So where we got Crimmins has made up serious distance in this race. He said at the beginning of this race that he was not going to let RPM take or keep his stuff here. That's Geezer. That's Geezer in third. Geezer's actually passed RPM too. We have a totally different battle burying RPM in the back. But RPM has already caught up to Geezer. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to let that slide. He's going to try to make something of it. And he's got, because of the crash, I'm sure he's got a lot of time he can make up there and not worry about hitting par as Geezer comes in and makes the move on Bros. Takes that second position away. He is gunning for first position. These guys have a lot of damage on their cars. The question is Geezer playing the kind of battle of attrition to slow things up? Oh, definitely not the way he wanted to take that line. Trump blocking things up there. Yeah. Is he still slowing him down, or is he clearing the lane for Crimmins? Yeah, Geezer's gotten by him. He's gunning now. RPM has been locked back in this fourth position. And it looks like just Crimmins has just left. So here we move in. Everybody seems to have gotten past Trump this time. A little bit easier than time before. So normally I thought this race was going to be only, he hits the wall, Trump's got it, he's going to let RPM by on that one. Okay, so now we got the old Bros fight here. Let's go up to Crimmins real quick. It's good to have everybody in that little section so you can just flip between them real fast. A lot of damage to this car. He came around the edge of the course on that inside line and just whacked Bros and RPM. Well, actually, I think he hit RPM just about as hard as you can possibly hit somebody going full speed on this track. And you can see from the inside front bumper of that car, once we can get it back into view there, that car has, see, you can see it right there, suffered a catastrophic piece of damage to the front end of it. But he's keeping it together and saying Geezer has moved himself up into a competitive position. Hey, we're having a discussion before about that lap traffic and how that plays a key role in how you deal with things. Geezer with the 55.674. But running into a little bit of lap traffic here with Death Perception. Will Death let him by? Yep, Death's letting a clean pass go through. And there's the distance between first and second. And Geezer is just going to push this car, I'm betting, as hard as he can possibly push it to try to get up there. But it's when you have such close lap times, it really just takes traffic, something to slow somebody down, mistakes, something to get them to make it happen. Trying to use all that course in his corner there. Tapping the wall twice. As we come into the back edge of the track here, hopefully we'll be able to see the exchange between first and I can't even see that anymore. Yep, can't even see him. Yep, there I got a glimpse of him as he moved across the line. So let's look at that. There's the 55.096. We've settled on that 55.09 with a 55.674 from Geezer. I don't know how much slower they're going to get where they are, but RPM now was still with the basically, I think the second best lap there, 55.2. Yeah, he's got the second best lap. Whether he's being consistent with that or not is a great question. So yeah, once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're looking at the stream right now, and we're not making comments on it, sorry about that. I do not have secondary staff right now to actually look at that. But at the same respect, if you're looking at the stream and you want to see it later, you can go to the Twitch area, or you can push over to YouTube, which will play the race. I will do the replay of the race. We're going to try to get a schedule going with it on the YouTube side, so that you guys can see it all the time. But that's still youtube.com/VIPPrimo. All races are always put there. And there's a nice little playlist. So if you want to get acclimated to all the racing that has transpired, you can go there and check it out. So let's see how... was that... So Bros and RPM. Poor RPM. Today slated to take his points lead and just run away with it. Has run into a couple of deficiencies that has put him in a position where he is going to have a lot of problems today. There's RPM as we see Trump moving ahead of him. I'm going to guess that car has had some damage and has not gotten the speed that he wants it to be. So yeah, there we see Bros as he's moving across the start-finish line. We'll look back at this backpack here, see how they're doing. Great race. Love the long races. Love anything that's got any kind of speed, space to it. So basically, these guys are the kind of guys in the back here. I mean, you can see with damage to the cars, they've suffered a lot. Voodoo is back here. Wow, he's never made up that position from where at the beginning of the race. He's in 5th position right now. And, yeah, I'm sure that stings, especially with he's a top speed racer that is now, I don't know how they're going to deal with that. I mean, is it going to be something he's going to complain about later? Is it going to be something that he says, hey, you know, how you guys doing this? How you guys doing that? I don't know. We're going to see exactly how that turns out, because he's somebody that, I mean, you'll see he's doing a 55.7. Not the fastest of the 55s, but in the same respect, still a 55, so a competitive lap. And he's actually pulling up on RPM. RPM's definitely off the pace right now. I don't know if there's something wrong with his car. If there's something's going on, but he's definitely fumbling his way around the track due to pain. And Voodoo is about to take that position away from him if it keeps up, or if he has the time to do it. So we got Crimmins, top speed, Geezer in 2nd, Bros, RPM, and Voodoo with Sneaky taking up the 6th position. And we can pretty much see right there the split between those guys. RPM's kind of holding it down right now, so I'm going to jump right back up. We're going to do a quick jump up to Bros to see how far we've got between 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. He's cleaned that car up a little bit, so I'm guessing that a reset was in order for that. And I can't even see the top 2 guys here. So Geezer and Crimmins there have pretty much solidified their front place position. And I guess they just passed Agent Ranger for lap traffic. Sorry we missed that. Really liked Agent's car. I'm going to give, if it comes to car show potential today, which I always love talking about the car show potential here, I don't know. I'm going to ask, anybody that's looking at this to give me a points thing, or not a points thing, but a vote, yay or nay, what you feel, who's better, the Geezer or the Agent car. I'm really torn. I really like, I'm beginning to kind of fall back to the Geezer car, But I like Teal's like the big thing right now. So Agent's definitely got a car to look at. And Geezer is about to have a car that needs body work in a second if he keeps smacking that wall. Now, is Crimmins off the pace? What is this I'm seeing? Suddenly, maybe it was... Oh, there it is, because we finished Geezer pulling into the second position. I like trying to jump ahead of it to try to get at least ahead of the load times there, because that's what happens as we see RPM passing. We skip right over to who we got left here. So Sneaky. So Voodoo came in 5th position there, or 3rd position, 4th. We'll see when it comes back on the screen. So there we go. There's Sneaky. And then after Sneaky is FX. Hopefully it cycles right to FSX. I think FS is the name of the group that they race with. So, but no, it's Lake Strum for some reason. So we got to see Agent Ranger's car before he passes, right? Come on, guys. This is Agent Ranger. It's like the best car. You guys got to tell me who's better. And that is a beautiful car. Now, will it actually go back to Trump? I don't know. We're going to see. Bros apparently wants to leave as fast as he can. So, regardless, Crimmins with the big upset today. Geezer, RPM's going to be regretting that for a while. Voodoo in 5th place. We'll see how that pans out later. And thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, as always, VIPPrimo. Talk to you later. Bye.